last week, hopefully you noticed I was out for last week. I tested positive for COVID on Monday morning a week ago, and by Friday afternoon, the virus just took a look around my body and said, yuck, we're getting out of here. I feel very good, though. I had it easy. Let me tell you, I drank so much bleach, my teeth are whiter than a fundraiser at Mar-a-Lago. Look at that. The whole family's fine. I had it pretty easy. I was tired, I had a little bit of a headache, but those are also the symptoms of having children. So, may have been pre-existing conditions, I don't know. Well, I will say, I had a lot of time to think. I feel like I deserved COVID. I did. I was obnoxiously pleased with myself that I hadn't gotten it yet, and every time I meet somebody who's had it, I'd be like, oh, yeah, no, I haven't had it. And I was thinking, like, I guess it means I'm smarter and stronger than you. I don't know, but... And then I got it. So, anyway, I guess I'm here to tell you that COVID is a hoax, and they were right after all. It's nothing. And I do want to thank Mike Birbiglia for filling in for me on No No. Mike was scheduled to be a guest on the show, and I texted him and said, will you host the show? And he did, and he did a fantastic job. In fact, my mom yesterday was going on and on about what a great job Mike did, to the point where I almost became insulted. I was like, yeah, okay, Mike's not your son, okay? Mike didn't spend $200 on those flowers that are sitting on the table. One of the weird things about having a television show when you get COVID is that everyone knows it. It's in the news, and then everybody checks in to see how you're doing. It's like your birthday on Facebook times 1,000, which is nice, but unlike a birthday, it's not just once, it's multiple times. You get 100 people checking in 3 times a day, and it's a lot to respond to. You get to the point where if somebody sends a text, you just want to write back, this is not Jimmy, I found his phone, Jimmy died, Jimmy's dead. But it was very kind to hear from so many people. I heard from pretty much everyone who works here. Cleto Sr., Jeff checked in. Guillermo checked in multiple times. Yes. Don checked in.
Welcome back.
Let me tell you something. Those fingers crossed emojis really worked.
That's right, Jimmy, that's right.
And testing positive made me realize that I need to think more positively. So instead of focusing on how many people were texting me, I've decided to focus on how many people didn't text me? And in fact, I made a list of those people who... I went through my whole address book to figure out who I know. And this is a mentally ill person, just so I'm aware of it, okay? Number 1 person who did not text me while I had COVID, my Aunt Chippy did not call my godmother. Didn't hear from her until she got her Mother's Day flowers from me, then she called. Heard from my godfather, my Uncle Charlie, nothing from Aunt Chippy. Didn't hear from Uncle Vinny, nothing from my Aunt Joanna and Uncle Tony, my Uncle Andy, Aunt Janice, Aunt Marilyn. Quite a few of my cousins didn't check in. I heard from a lot of my colleagues. I heard from Jimmy Fallon, Jon Stewart, James Corden all checked in. Stephen Colbert sent soup to my house. Seth Meyers, not a peep, nothing. Nothing from Seth, nothing from George Stephanopoulos, nothing from a guy I've been trying so hard to get on the show for years now. Matt Damon didn't bother to check in. I did hear from Martin Short. I actually got a text from Martin Short on Monday night. It said, put up the text, John Mulaney and I are dining tonight at 7:30 in Beverly Hills. Would you like to join? And I wrote back, I would, but I just tested positive. Molly, too. We got it from Jane. We're all feeling fine. No worse than a cold so far. And that was that, no response. And I was thinking, like, oh, maybe he didn't see it, except it says right there, Red Monday on the... Well, it was a blue Monday for me, Martin. Billy Crystal checked in to see how I was, and guess what happened? Billy Crystal got nominated for a pair of Tony Awards this morning for his new musical, Mr. Saturday Night, which is great. Guillermo, I know you follow this. Did Martin Short get nominated for any Tonys this morning?
I don't think so.
I don't think he did. I did want to mention the Tony Awards because there's an interesting matchup in the Best Musical category. One of the nominees is MJ, which is about Michael Jackson, and another nominee is A Strange Loop, which was written by Michael R. Jackson. So it's Michael Jackson versus Michael Jackson in that category. Can you imagine going through life with the name Michael Jackson and you finally have your big Broadway You write this huge, critically acclaimed hit. You wind up nominated for a Tony against a musical about the life of the Michael Jackson. I mean, at that point, you really have to call your mother and go, what is wrong with you? How was your Mother's Day, Guillermo?
Oh, it was great, fantastic.
I was watching you talk about this with Mike on Thursday night, and you said you usually give your mother between $300 and $400.
Yes.
How much did you give her?
I gave her $300.
$300?
Yeah, flowers, $300.
So she didn't earn the bonus this year. You went with $300.
Well, I gave her to my mom, my grandma, my aunt, and my mother-in-law.
Each $300?
Yes.
Oh, so your mom gets the same amount as your aunt?
Well, my mom, right now, she gets more, but I'm not allowed to say it because then my grandma gets mad, then everybody, so...
Right.
I don't want no problems.
And yet, you've just created them.
Well, that's you. You asked me.
You should just be happy I'm alive, that's all.
Yeah, no, we miss you. You're the best.
Thank you, Guillermo. We had a nice day, but our daughter, Jane, so in the morning, I made breakfast for my wife when we gave her presents. And so Jane, who's 7 years, going on 36, tells Molly, my wife, I would like to go for a bike ride with you today, which my wife loves. So they go for a bike ride. Billy and I are wrestling on the couch for like 2 hours. And while they're out, Jane suggested, mood is good on the way home. She said, why don't we stop by a store and pick up a gift? Now, not for Molly, for Jane. She's like, well, get a little something for me and a little something for Billy. And Molly has to explain, well, it's Mother's Day. And we don't buy presents every time we go out. And if we do, they're going to be for me. So then Jane says, okay, what about donuts? And Molly goes, no, she says the donut shop is closed. And besides, again, it is Mother's Day. And then Jane says, today's been really hard for me and Billy. You're the only one opening any presents, and we have to sit there and watch. And there are no presents for us on Mother's Day. Anyway, Jane got no presents from Molly on Mother's Day. Oh, you think she should have? Oh, you've ruined your children. Meanwhile, this is how Trump supporters in Pennsylvania spent their Mother's Day weekend. Look at this, traipsing through the mud at a rally for Dr. Oz. If that isn't a metaphor for the state of this country, why, I don't know what is. But Trump he never disappoints. He delivered a very special Mother's Day message. This is when you really see the difference between our current president and the last one. So Joe Biden yesterday tweeted to his wife, Happy Mother's Day. Flotus, you're the love of my life and the life of my love. You bring me joy and laughter every day, and I'm so grateful for everything you do for our family. Very sweet. So Trump's was more of a Yo Mama's Day message than He's on Truth Social and rewrote Happy Mother's Day to all, including racist, vicious, highly partisan, politically motivated, and very unfair radical left Democrat judges, prosecutors, district attorneys, and attorney generals who campaign unrelentingly against you without knowing a thing and endlessly promise to take you down. This is his Mother's Day tweet, okay? After years of persecution, even the fake news says there's no case, or at best it will be very hard to bring. Someday soon they will start fighting record-setting violent crime. I love you all. And it's a harsh message, but if you color it in a little bit, it's actually quite sweet. Happy Mother's Day. I love you all. What do you think Trump did for Melania on Mother's Day? Offer her a bite of his McGriddle? Yet another member of the Trump administration has written a book. His former Secretary of Defense, Mark Esper, was on 60 Minutes last night, sharing an almost impossible-to-believe anecdote about Trump's plan to handle Americans protesting outside the White House after the killing of George Floyd.
What specifically was he suggesting that the U.S. military should do to these protesters?
He says, can't you just shoot them? Just shoot them in the legs or something. And he's suggesting that that's what we should do, that we should bring in the troops and shoot the protesters.
Well, in fairness, he said the same thing about Eric.
The commander-in-chief was suggesting that the U.S. military shoot protesters.
Yes, in the streets of our nation's capital. That's right.
Former President Trump said, this is a complete lie, and 10 witnesses can back it up. Mark Esper was weak and totally ineffective, and because of it, I had to run the military.
That's right. Captain Bone Spurs had to run the military for Mark Esper. And we know that's a lie because unlike everything else he ran, the military didn't go bankrupt on his watch. It's really almost unfathomable that this imbecile was running our country, but that might not be the craziest story Esper told last night.
The president pulls me aside on at least a couple occasions and suggests that maybe we have the U.S. military shoot missiles into Mexico.
Shoot missiles into Mexico for what?
He would say to go after the cartels.
You politely push back on the idea. Did President Trump really say no one would know it was us?
Yes.
No one would know it was us. Could have been anyone. Could have been Canada. Could have been Puerto Rico. Could have been the Mexicans bombing themselves. This is a recurring fantasy of Trump's. You know, last month he suggested we put Chinese flags on our fighter jets and go bomb the Russians in Ukraine. Of course they would know it was us. Our missiles literally have the word us written on the top of them. We probably should have done this last week before Mother's Day, but my Aunt Chippy celebrated Mother's Day yesterday, as she traditionally does, with a cigarette in front of a video poker machine. And my Aunt Chippy has many thoughts on many subjects, so here we go. Aunt Chippy with her do's and don'ts of what to give Mom.
Okay, let's get you over here. Watch the cord.
Am I gonna stand over here?
You're gonna stand back here,
Oh,
yeah?
so I could lean on this.
Yeah, you can lean on it. Okay, let's give it a little tighter on Chippy at first. You've been through makeup?
Have I been to makeup? If I don't look like I've been to makeup already, I'm in trouble.
Okay, let's just maybe don't go in quite so tight. Okay, so a lot of energy for this. Hey, it's me, Aunt Chippy, and today I'm gonna review some Mother's Day gifts.
Hey, it's me, Aunt Chippy.
Come on, energy, energy.
More energy. Hi, I'm Aunt Chippy. Today we're gonna review some Mother's Day gifts.
A little step to your left.
Huh?
A little step to your left. A little bit, a little more. Okay, back. A little back.
You're gonna be f***ing kidding me.
Just bring in the first one. Okay, rotate it a bit. And lots of energy. Talk about how great it is to have a mop. And action.
Let me tell you something. If anybody got me this mop and this bucket, I'd cut their nuts off. Let's see what other crap you got going. Oh, a dance pole.
What kind of a mom would like
A
that?
mom who's a hooker would love this. It would really fit into her way of life.
They're not called hookers. They're called sex workers.
Bullshit. I never heard that word.
Yeah.
A sex worker.
A sex worker.
She was a whore last time I heard about her. Don't buy me a cookbook.
Some energy here. You ready?
Why don't you stand here and do this?
Jump up and down a little bit. Just a little bit in place.
No, I ain't jumping up and
A
down.
little bit. A little bit. Yes. A little bit. Come on. A little bit. Good shoes. Good spinning. And action.
Hi. You see this cookbook? Don't buy it for anybody. You didn't like it. So what is it? A scale?
A scale. Yeah.
If my nephews gave me this, I would first thank them and then I would beat the out of them. That's what I would do for Mother's Day.
Why?
Because it's not nice. You know you're getting fat. I don't need to have a scale go 200 pounds.
Is that it?
I don't need to. Candles. Nobody likes candles. If you're gonna buy candles, buy them for yourself and stick them up your ass. I don't need you to tell me my toilet bowl needs to be cleaned again. So don't do me any favors. Happy Mother's Day.
More energy.
If I die right here, it's his fault. Holy Don't bother buying any of this for anybody. Happy Mother's Day.
One more energy. More energy.
You want more energy? I got no more energy. That's all the energy that I got. Now, you know what? You can take this frickin' thing and keep it. Goodbye. Happy Mother's Day. Yes, what else do you want?
thanks. Congratulations on making it to the end of a YouTube video. Why not celebrate by clicking the subscribe button? You earned it.